Hello and welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator 25. How are we doing, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Right, we have moved into November. I've completely lost my words there. And yeah, we have got some jobs to do in our farm. We're not going to lie, we do have a little bit of weeding to do in 31, 21 and 19, and most likely number 9 will be completely and utterly filled as well with weeds, but that needs plowing, so we're not really worried about that. Right, in here, guys, we have 372 litres of milk, 74 litres of buffalo milk. We are up to 13,000 litres of meadow grass. I think, did that go up from the last one? We've got 3,916 litres of slurry. Right, so what I have done, guys, is I have my mod never works on. I've got a mod that gives me like 50 used item sales, and for some reason on this series it just does not want to work. But yeah, we are probably going to miss out on this header. It's a shame because it's a good discount even with the hours. Yeah, that would have been a good one. I have been on the mod hub and I have been looking, and we did find it's somewhere around here. It's in, I know it's in the animal thing, in the bill section. It's somewhere. Straw, basically. I did manage to find a straw blower. It'll be under animals, won't it? Like a Wally. I didn't quite go far down enough. £10,000 for the Tomahawk. It is a mod hub mod, so I am possibly thinking of that. There you go, look, front load of work. Could put a bale into there, and yeah, it could be, well, it'll start giving us manure as well as slurry. But right now, trying to avoid just spending a little bit of money because we want to get into the contracts to see if there's anything good come up. That's not good. There was a lot of contracts yesterday. Mowing. We could go more a field. I feel bad mowing a field, but it is £3,000. Yeah, I was kind of hoping there was going to be a good track to come up in the shop. That is not the case. Oh, that is really. Let's just have a little flash through some of these contracts. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. Maybe £5 grand. It's right next to the shop as well. It is going to be a big contract to do, but it's £5 grand. Oh, there's field 68. We've not been to field 68. We haven't technically been to field 34, but we do pass it quite a lot. And field 54, which is by the shop as well. Yeah, I feel like we should be doing we're going to do a cultivating contract because it's going to help us with a little bit of money over the winter months. But it does also mean that we're going to be back into the Volvo. We don't have a choice with that one, guys. We're into the Volvo, and my steering wheel has gone off, and my software, normally I just tab out of the game and back in, and it hasn't worked. So give me one moment. Right, there we go. I've got it sorted. I just wanted to drive a few meters to make sure it wasn't going to go back off. But yeah, all we can do really right now is just earn a little bit of money and get a cultivating contract done. I don't want to spend loads and loads and loads of time doing cultivating contracts. It's more a case of it's the winter months. I want to earn a little bit of money so that we can at least survive those winter months. Granted, this is maybe a bigger contract than it needed to be. It doesn't even look like that needs cultivating. That just looks really, really weird. It doesn't even look like it needs cultivating. But yeah, we need to survive the winter month. Now I know it sounds a bit silly when I've got £100,000 in the bank, but that money is spoken for on another. Well, just on. We've got to spend it on another field because we sold our grass fields to do it. We do also need to buy a plough. Now, originally, before I went on the recording, I thought what I'll do is I'll start the recording, and then we'll see what tractors come up, because we need at least 150 to 160 brake horsepower in order to buy the plough. So yeah, we're kind of like in a bit of a pickle at the moment because we really need to get on with our grass field, but we need a plough, and I need to buy the lizard plough, otherwise it's going to take us about 3 episodes to plough that one field at like 2 to 3 meters wide. It's going to take absolutely forever, and I really don't want an episode of ploughing to go into more than one video. Also, this tractor in reverse gear, absolutely shocking. It does the job, it's just shockingly slow, to say the least. But yeah, as you can see though guys, we've got a 6-meter cultivator from the previous one, and we have no problems pulling it. It's okay, it's relatively flat, but it does go up on a bit of a slope up there, and in a minute as we drive up the next bit, you will see we don't have a problem driving up there. Like I say, it might not stay at exactly 10 mile an hour. I think it did drop down to 9 mile an hour when I did the testing, which is why we knew it was, like I say, and like I've said before, I didn't want to blame the mod for being bad because I know the mod does work. It just, for some reason, needed more power than it wanted, hence why we changed the cultivator. As you can see, we put this cultivator straight down, we put the accelerator down, 9 mile an hour. I believe 9 mile an hour is the working speed anyway. The 10 is just because it's a slight slope downhill. But just like that, this has absolutely zero problems in pulling this cultivator. We'd have been about 3 mile an hour by now if we'd have still had the little red one. But it shows you the difference between the two, and yet this one technically needs more power requirement, which is absolutely bizarre. Needs more power but works better. Strange to say the least. Yeah, I'll just get up to the top of here. Like I said, I do like to try and do a headland just before we go into any kind of time lapse. It's my way of making sure that, you know, we're not just like flying through, and I know there are some people out there who don't like the big time lapses and don't like lots of time lapses. It's just when we're doing a job like this, the time lapse is the way to go, because otherwise all we would do is this one contracted it and that would be the end of it. And I'd like to try and get something else done if possible. So we'll get the radio turned on and we'll get as much done on this field in the next couple of minutes as we can. Well, we did not do too bad in that time lapse. We got more done than I actually thought we would do. I was also thinking while in the time lapse that we got to look at the prices for the crops. Just because something says December is the best price month does not mean December is the best price month. Sometimes it can be a month early, and all our crops are due to be sold in December and January. That kind of time anyway. Yeah, as you can see, guys, this cultivator works an absolute treat. Something I should have also maybe mentioned at the start of the video, guys. I do apologise if any sound is coming through. The builders are in the house today. In the house, on the house, under the house. They're literally everywhere. But they know I do. They know I do videos. You know, and I've told them, you know, don't be quiet. You know, for me, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, I knew they were coming. I just didn't know exactly what day they were coming. And I did warn you guys that, you know, videos may get missed or there may be background noise in videos. But yeah, they are completely stripping things out today. I'm recording relatively late actually for what I would class as a weekday. I've normally done a video by now, it's normally edited, it's normally in the process of being uploaded by now. But I gave them chance to rip out what they were doing because I knew it was going to be loud and noisy. And messy's not exactly a word that would really interfere with the videos, but you know, they have kind of cleaned up a lot of mess as well, so it saves me trampling it all around the house and stuff anyway. But yeah, I've turned the noise gate up as much as I kind of could. I brought the mic a lot closer to me than I would normally do. I normally like a good couple of foot gap between me and the microphone. I don't like it just sat right on me. Like the microphone I've got, it recommends you should have it relatively close, but with me using a steering wheel and stuff, it would be right over the steering wheel, and it would, you know, extra noise from the steering wheel and stuff. So I always have it a couple of foot away with a relatively good noise gate. But I did turn the settings up today just because of the noise. They might be in tomorrow as well. I'm not sure. It depends how much they can get done today, basically. But yeah, if there is any noise, I do apologise for it. I could be saying all this right now, and there could be absolutely nothing coming through. But I kind of just wanted to say it on the chance that, you know, there is some noise. At least that way I've kind of covered myself for any banging and things like that. But as you can see, we are 89% complete. I was going to put the rest of this into another time lapse after I kind of apologised for any possible noise in the background, but to be honest, at 90% complete now, I don't see much point. And if you're wondering why I didn't just go up and down in the field, guys, I found that when we got to this top bit here and then we turned around and we went down on that, you know, on the curb, it was just quicker to do it that way. It might not be like the proper way to do it, like where I'm about to start now. This is more downward than anything, and it just gives us that extra mile an hour. So I wanted to try and do this bit as much as I humanly could. Just, it's not a case of trying to rush through the contracts. The contracts will take as long as the contracts take. It's just I'm trying to do it where we're not going to spend several episodes or a whole episode on one job. Do you know what I mean? I do want to try and do other things. Like if I go up here now, for example, this won't be as quick as it would have been just going across. So we're already down to 7. But like I say, 7 miles an hour is still a fantastic speed to be going at. At least we're not doing 3 like we were with the last cultivator. And like I said, we're still 6 meters wide. I love this little cultivator. I think it is actually becoming one of my favourite cultivators. It really is. Sounds daft, you know what I mean? Oh, you got a favourite cultivator, but yeah, to be honest, I really do. Right, there we go. So as you can see, we are now 99%. Oh, I was kind of hoping that was going to come up with 100, so I didn't have to go back up. Just trying to be a little bit sneaky there, really. And there we go. One cultivating contract done. Nice little screenshot. To be fair, you've probably already seen the screenshot on the thumbnail, but yeah, that is one job done. Now, before we do any more, oh, look at that, we could spend an entire day stream just doing that. 11 grand. Oh, that's a nice contract. Right, canola guys, 12.95, 13. See, that's close enough for me to sell. I know it sounds daft and we might get a better price, but for me, that's close enough to pretty much sell in this episode. Wheat is 768. So that's still a little bit far away. Slurry is not worth selling. What a shock. Chaff, obviously, yeah, doesn't matter about chaff. Milk, 6,000. So that's 800. Wow. I'm tempted. We've got a cheese production, but I'm tempted to just quickly sell a bit of milk, to be honest. I don't think we've got enough to actually make a difference. That seemed like a massive price for a bit of milk. We're on the continental Europe. We have to drive on the wrong side of the road. Wonder how many people are going to get triggered by that. But yeah, sorry guys, you drive on the wrong side of the road. I'm just saying. It doesn't matter that there's very few countries drive on the left side, but the left side is the right side. It's the correct side. Right, let's get back to here. But yeah, basically we've just half paid for that straw blower, and I would like to get the straw blower relatively quickly, because the sooner we get the straw into the straw blower, wow, something. Right, the frame's a little bit there. I don't know what it is with Farm Sim. It's very demanding, actually. I know it's a lot more demanding than Farm Sim 22, and to be honest, I had constant issues with 22, but I know what it is. It's because I'm recording in very high quality. No, nothing else. Why is nothing else coming up in the shop? I kind of want more stuff to come up in the shop. We kind of could afford that. But 43 hours, it's not worth it. So let's have a look at the plow. I want to buy the plow, but I'm kind of lost in these menus. It will come to me the way these menus work, but right now it's just, yeah. Apparently we need 260 brake horsepower, but we really don't. I would only go 6 meters wide though. I will just say that. I'm going to buy that. We are going to get that bought because we do need to buy it. And what we're going to do right now is we're just going to go back here and take a look at the sheep field. £108,000. Is there a relatively quick contract? It's worth a little bit of money. We can't do that. We could do that. We could do that. There is technically a ploughing contract. That would half pay for the plough itself. The problem is I don't want to take a ploughing contract and realise we're a little bit much on the power. Plus I know around that area is hills. I'm kind of on the edge as it is. I wouldn't mind doing the wood pickup, but I don't have the tool to do that either. Oh, I don't think I've got a trailer either. So we've got bale wrapping. We've got baling, and baling. I would love to do that off recording and just have the influx of money. But we've got to be able to do a job that we can actually do. I can't do this because we don't have enough slurry to complete them. I don't want to do these big harvesting contracts, although I wouldn't mind the cotton. Yeah, we are. No, we just can't do that. So let's look at our fields then. Let's take a little gander. I was on the right menu as well. I promise I will get used to where the menu locations are and stuff. Sprayers. I was looking at buying this, guys. No, I wasn't. I was looking at buying this, but I was told that we would need this as well. So that does make it into basically £9,000. But at the end of the day, that £9,000 is still cheaper than £30,000. So we will buy this. We'll go straight in with this. I'm not even going to change the colour. I like the colours as they are. We're going to buy. I was on the right one. Let's have a look. Herbicide. We'll buy the Helm, if that's how you want to pronounce it. I might. Tell you what, we'll just buy one for now. I don't know how far one's going to go. But I'll tell you what, I am very tempted to take the Massey Ferguson, because we haven't driven the Massey Ferguson much. So what I'm going to do, guys, we'll have a little drive to the shop. We're going to get this into... We're going to get it all set up, and then we're probably going to just put it into a little bit of a time lapse, and we'll... I think we'll just kind of work through our fields and... Yeah. Another reason why I'm taking the Massey Ferguson, guys, is I need to check the tyres. I do know that the tyres on the Volvo are wide tyres, and obviously, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go onto the edge of my field, and I'm just going to... Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. We're not going to damage the crop, but we can just not waste any money on the tyres. Cash. I did not cash that contract in, actually. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. I am very tempted this afternoon, guys, off recording, of maybe bailing up that contract and like maybe just leaving the last few bales. You know, I'm thinking of an influx of money. Really? You saw me coming and you still pulled out on me? I know the French are bad drivers. Like I've seen videos of French drivers that they're not exactly great. But I didn't expect it to be that bad, where they just pulled out on you and made your life miserable. Terrible, absolutely terrible. Oop. Went a little bit too quick in reverse then, but I was kind of expecting it to be as slow as the Volvo. Right, got to be careful. My reversing is okay. So does that go on to there then? From what? Yes, it does. There we go. Thank you to the person who gave me the advice on how that works. That is absolutely brilliant. There we go. Look at this. Brilliant. We're going to get a whole tub in one. I'm glad I only... Wow. Maybe, yeah, I could have maybe got extra in. It's fine, no. It is absolutely fine. We will just... Sorry. There's me complaining about the French bad drivers, and then I just literally go and hog the entire road. That's terrible. Looking forward to this. Not used this mod, and technically this is kind of two mods made to work together. So I am looking forward to using this. I've also got no idea how wide it is now. I know it says it's 21 meters, but you know, 21 meters is still... Is that going to be in the right place? I kind of want to just do a little bit and then... Right. Oh, look at that. Brilliant. Oh, I'm already concerned we might not have enough herbicide here. Right, I'm going to put this into a little bit of a time lapse, guys, so we can get something else completed in this episode. I do want to try and get on to our other little fields as well at the bottom. So yeah, I'm going to get it into a time lapse. I'm just hoping we don't have to buy another tub of herbicide. time lapse that just to get the spraying out of the way. It's nice to be spraying as well. But it also does give us the option now to buy fertilizer and obviously herbicide. So at least we can do some herbiciding contracts. I don't really want to do any fertilizing contracts unless we really have to financially. I would like to try and do that using homemade slurry, you know, homemade fertilizer is what I meant to say. So using slurry and manure, which is another reason why I do want to get the straw blower as quickly as we can, really, because the sooner we get the straw blower, the better it will be, because we'll be able to start making some manure rather than just relying on slurry. The slurry is not going to be very quick at filling up at the moment. You've got to remember, guys, we've only got 20, I want to say 20 cows, I think is what it is off the top of my head. Yeah, we've got 10 cows, 10 buffaloes. I mean, we don't have a large quantity. There we go, look at that. That is all our fields done that we need to be worrying about right now. So I think that kind of puts us in a pretty good spot for this episode. I say I have upped the time to 5, guys, just to try and I don't want to say to try and like rush it through, but you know, I don't want to be wasting a half a day. I do want to try and use like the whole in-game day. Nothing new has come up in the shop while we were waiting, and PC is saving. We do on this, so I wanted to just take a minute. 10 buffalo milk gets that right. Okay, hang on a minute. This is going to give us buffalo milk. So we have 420 litres of normal milk. So what I'm thinking here, guys, is, let me find them. We want normal milk. 15 milk makes 13 butter. Oh, yeah. 3 milk make 2 cheese. 10 milk. Right, so we could make bottled milk. We could make bottled milk. 10 milk. We could maybe do that. If we get a tanker and put milk in here, bottled milk 9, yeah, so it's not got a massive capacity anyway. We might be able to start making some kind of production straight away. We just have to buy a tanker. Now, I do have some universal tankers in the mod list. I don't like paying massive when we're only a small farm. And I do believe it's only 300 litres as well. No, it's not. It's 3,000 litres. 3,000 litres. So yeah, maybe in the beginning of the next episode, that is what we do. We maybe look at buying a tanker. I don't want to buy a tanker now, because it's already going to be depreciating in value just by being in the next episode straight away. So yeah, I kind of don't want to do that. I do want to try and wait and for the next episode, and we need to get that milk in. Plus, in the next episode, you know, we'll be in a new month, so we will definitely have more milk. So yeah, that's how I'm kind of looking at it, really. I'm gonna put this just over here. Beautifully done. Look at that, all nicely done. I think I've just dropped the wrong thing. Yes, I did. Right. That's what I wanted to do. Right. Let's just look at the tankers before we conclude this video. So, we've got barrels. So, we've got one here that does milk, buffalo. It basically moves everything. 3,000 litres. It is relatively cheap. But that only does water. That only does water. 25. We don't have 25 grand for that one. So, we'll have to use the lizard. It is a mod I've used quite a lot. We'll leave it with no stickers on. What we'll probably do is we'll probably make it like there isn't a white, so I can't make it white. Maybe a colour like that for milk. Or maybe just use it for milk and just water. £2,810, you know what I mean? Yeah, we'll look at buying that in the next episode. and then we'll get the milk production on 420 litres. We can make some milk here, guys. That could be nearly a pallet of milk, which, you know, could be a good source of income for us. Now, thank you so much for watching this episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the thumbs up. It does help the channel grow, and I do massively appreciate it when people are helping me grow the channel. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later on.